Hello, so this is my SSF SRS attempt. So I spent 21 hours and uh, um, 18 minutes to finish to reach to level 90, and also spent 3 minutes haggling with Fujin. So these are the things I got. This is the extra thing I got from Danny. And yeah, so if you put the cards and the kills together, usually as I said, it always pays off. And if you use sexton, you can get some lucky drops like a sexton, and it's way more value than 5 kills each per real currency. So if we run the logbook, then of course we can get more artifacts so that we can keep spinning our real currencies. So eventually, you almost never want to sell the real currency. But anyway, here's what it is. If you just the bare minimum value of this, you put them together, it's already like 140 kills or something. You get a lot of values here, so that is already more than 200 kills, and that is like just from 21 hours of gameplay. And my theory about crafting using essence was correct. That if you don't think about trade, then you will end up with way more essences you really need. So basically, all these gears, they're not like super awesome, but it's already allow us to hit a very reasonable amount of EHP, and also like capped all our rest, overcapped our rest, and also the chaos rest is pretty high as well. So the craft this is super easy. I already explained this in my previous video. My first SSF attempt with the which build the with the EA Ballista. So you could craft something alongside. Actually, I already stashed them, but something like 250 ES energy shield, helm, these kind of things. So probably pretty sure those things can be sold. This is some like a job from Elder Guardian. And yeah, so for this kind of thing, you have the this is for RF. It's not super, like cannot be sold for really high price, and so like but yeah, but it's kind of like a 50 cals ish thing. So I want to keep crafting this, but didn't. So this build, the SRS minion build, is the first minion build I have played after the nerf. So the passive tree looks like this. So basically, there's a variation with the minion instability. So I tried a visual without it, and I didn't really notice enough differences. So basically, you put one point here, run some Infernal Legion support. Actually, I think I'm still using like Infernal Legion support. Basically, if you run it, and if you use some like this notable, so your minions don't really die. So this just serves as an AOE. And if you did some like replacement, like midi splash and spread this thing out. So change this to the unseal, this kind of things with unseal called unleash support. So I didn't really notice any notable changes. So basically, if you have 14, you can just link whatever popular things that's out there. So if you want more AOE, you can put midi splash or like Infernal Legion, and if you like aim for single target, that in theory minion damage support and multi-strike support should be better, but again, I didn't notice anything that's really notable. Basically, you just it just either like fast killing or slow killing. So like it's not that different, which is very surprising. If it's not as a F, of course we can use the unique I'll emulate, and the one I forgot name is Carnival or something. So the one that basically gives you a degen of your summoned regions spirits as a chaos damage, so that they pop up really quick, and they give us more HP, so that they pop for more damage. And then in this case, the tree will look quite different. You will scaling the minion damage more, minion HP more. For example, you are going to grab these nodes. But the normal nodes is pretty much the same. So you grab all the minion nodes as you can, the minion nodes as you can, and you grab all the HP nodes, and you grab the blocking nodes. So blocking is surprisingly strong. With this build, I'm running Tempest Shield, and yeah, as you can see, we get 53 attack block and 75 spell block. So I'm not sure. I kind of feel like blocking just feels better than evasion. I don't really know why, but with my like reasonable high armor and my blocking chance. So in the early red map, this build feels of course it feels tankier than the elementalist, and the another important defensive layer that is not really showing on paper is that your minions. So your with mid shield support and minion left circles, of course. So your spectre and zombies, they probably don't really die, like most of the time. So this is so I thought the nerf would be pretty bad, but it turns out to be actually quite good. But still, I wouldn't run animated guardian. That is something that is really painful to manage. So the spectre, when you after you like you are used to it, to resummon the spectre is not really that a bigger problem. Although it's still, I don't really like design, but still it's somehow works. But for animated guardian, that's totally a nightmare. And if I would totally avoid playing the minion build. But it just turned out to be so much better than the EA Ballista. So Ballista, they can taunt, but you almost never feel it. But with this build, all your region spirits will help you block some like random arrow shooting at you. Like you always die to this kind of things if you don't have minions. Because they can like just crit and give you like cause tons of damage. But this build, it's just so much safer. Because the region spirit, they wouldn't be they can't be targeted, but they will block the projectiles. So some projectiles, they just coming from the air, so you cannot do anything about it. But for the arrow style thing, they can just help you tank it. And the other minions, as I said, they can just they taunt the enemies in a much better way than the totems. So it feels much tankier, and single target damage much better. It's not as good as my RF trap, but I feel like that may be because I don't even have a 5 link, so just a 4 link, because I was pretty unlucky. I tried different things. I tried to spec strong box and hope I can got a corrupted assist stink, but I didn't get it. But anyway, this is SSF problem. So in real life scenario, League Star scenario, you can simply just spend 30 chaos League Star to buy assist stink to solve your problem, and then your damage will be like pretty strong. So basically, even without this piece, so you still have a reasonable amount of health and a reasonable amount of armor, and you don't need to care about stats. And not much. So the defensive layer, this is surprisingly good, and offensive wise, with a 5-6 link, I feel like it should be. I should have no problem doing tier 16. But for now, 15 and 16 started to become harder for me. And I kind of suspect that with this with the expedition survey tree established, so once you reach to a red map, I mean the late red map. So I still don't have the ether task done. So 0 white stone here. What is the So we have 75. So it's a we are 80 passive. So we are still pretty early in the Atlas exploration, but we already have like just from expedition and just recent gambling, that's already like 200 kills. And yeah, so for division card, I have like 19 from drop, and that is in these scenario, it's probably just 19 kills. And for Chaos Orb, we have like a 14 something. That is why you want to do things like expedition, because it just simply just give you a lot of currency. And for essence, I just allocated these nodes and then refund it and these nodes. So spend like 7 nodes to get some early essence to prep things I need, and then like you basically because I hate TFT, so I wouldn't try to trade there. But if you were to put them together, so like essence, we probably can sell like I mean maybe it's 20, another 20, so like maybe 30, 40 something. So it's not a big amount of income. You can double it by allocating these nodes, but expedition just feels much better. Talking about this, I also want to take a look at the what's called the life force. For life force, we have like this is just league end of league price, so it's probably going to be 30. So if we go all in life force instead, then we'll be like according to my calculations, probably going to multiply by 5, since it's probably going to be like 150. So we'll be close, be very close with expedition. So expedition, you spend more time. You spend time haggling, you spend time doing a logbook, you spend time like doing the encounter. So because you probably want to avoid some nodes, some mods, but for live force, if you can do it, you just do it blindly. If you don't, then you know like it's if you cannot do it, then you just avoid all the encounters. So I think it will be like simpler. I think it will be simpler in terms of the harvest, but a little bit maybe a little boring. At least our scenario, I reckon the currencies will be better. And these things don't really matter because at level 90 to get 4 rowdy ones for exalted orb and 2 keys. So this thing almost never happens like to to normal people like you and me. So don't worry about it. So for now, like just like let's just consider all these currencies. Well, I mean, I should take that map out in case I want to do it. But anyway, so the gear again. So this you just stack health, you stack res, and that's it. For I chose to get the minion shield and to get the minion wand and try to get the minion ring, but wasn't able to get a lot of minion damage. But still, it's something like it's much better than nothing, of course, and it can carry you to late red map. So at this point, I would probably already start a transition. So buying Aegis Aura may not be possible, but usually Phantasmal Cremation won't be super expensive because nowadays people don't play this build. Not that many people playing this build, and even though we don't play Nets, then we can still keep playing this minion build and get more currency. So yeah, I think if I spend all these real currencies, I could easily just get way more value. And and to to get started properly started with the game. And if you get like several D1s, you get some D1s, then it just solve your problem, and you can start it playing your favorite build right away. So yeah, this is my think about SRS. So to recap, it's defensive wise it's much better than an advantageist. For the single target is better, and for clear is not bad. So basically, I thought that you would just stay there, ramp up your damage, but it's not really the case. So basically, you just like shield the charge, and then like just do something, plan something, and then go away. So they will help you clear. So it's not worse than totem. Fire trap is also decent, but just you would die more, I think. And basically, you to risk in terms of risk back, you can save 20. You can save 20 regrets and just respect this and respect the other to the other, like either go here or go here or go here. There are different options, and then like your tree will be totally reworked. Of course, you will get rid of life and get CI, and you will get a minion and get the energy shield and the DOT, depending on whether you want to go to the poison or want to go to fire. Then you will grab different nodes, but basically the whole tree will be recycled. So at this point, how many regret do we have? Regret. So we only have like 16, so most likely you need to like just buy something to respect. But yeah, I think I'm not sure what next I would like to try. I think this is pretty like a solid League of Stars plan. I thought it would be it wouldn't be this good because of the nerf, but for the SRS they don't have to, let's say, stay alive. But even for like the zombies and specters, they are surprisingly tanky in red map. So I think maybe even skeleton mage could work at this point. But on the other hand, I don't know, like this is this SRS is just solid. And if you play SSF, then you absolutely don't have any problem refactor to get the gear clear. Actually, I don't think any build would have real problem. So next thing probably I want to try. What if I start with sim map? So maybe they don't need that is not that bad. Then fire trap, or maybe it's just bad. But I think maybe I want to try it at some point to see whether it's really bad or not. So thank you for watching. And if there's no like if the patch notes is not going crazy, then probably next league I will just start with SRS Necromancer. It's tanky, it does reasonable damage, and it's the right ascendant class I want to play. Putting them together, I think start this with the expedition setup is pretty solid. The only thing that I went to this directly, so probably I should not do that. I should grab these nodes and then pass all the way through here and get this. And start crafting. And as long as I have enough, so of course, firstly I will craft my own gear, and if the other crafted gear sells well, I will keep these nodes and slowly grab the expedition nodes. So I wouldn't grab this because if already like later yellow maps, then I can get this. So basically getting this in white map didn't really make sense. Because the encounter takes a while, it gives you very few XP, and just give you a couple of artifacts. It doesn't work. But in a yellow map, I will still go this route and grab this. And the strong boss I will just ignore. So it's I cannot get a 6 link here, and in trade league it will be much easier to buy, so I will ignore. and then like you will after getting this, so you have the choice to get a logbook, but the chance of getting logbook is very, very low. So probably you want to grab this first so that you can just detonate the whole area. Because in white map you don't have that many unique markers, but later on you have more markers, and then later on you grab this node, it makes more sense. And then you grab this, and at this point you are already started the blue and the yellow, blue and the red influences, and then like you grab this, make sure that when you hit level tier 16 map, you will be able to have the fully set up either Ether or SRH, influence, and from that point, I think I will probably grab this the harvest, and because they're close, and the income of harvest will be really, really good. And at that point, again, depends on how well you can sell your crafted gear, and how like tedious the trade will be. You will recycle these nodes, and pass through here to grab the central nodes, and grab the rest of the nodes here. And the reason why I passed through here is because there are 2 points instead of 3, and for harvest, grabbing this definitely will be better. And also you can get to shaping the valley later, so that when your build can handle tier 16, using fortune favor the brave will be the best choice. And in this run, I totally ignore the other map nodes, and it turns out to be okay. So I still, of course, you always have problem running to sustain your red maps, but it is fun because you are making decent currency even in tier like 11, 12 red maps, by doing expedition. So don't have to finish the finish the tier 16 too early. You can just use the currency to buy those services to get the white stones. So this strategy, I think, will be is a solid strategy. So as I said, probably next time I will try SSF detonate that to see how slow it will be. So if I cannot hit Act 3 with within 2 hours, probably 2 hours and 20 seconds, 20 minutes, then that will be really, really bad. Probably I will just give it up. Otherwise, so I finished the first 3 chapters in 3 hours. So that means, like it's 40 hours each. So that's actually pretty good with this build, considering again, it's my first time to try to start this minion build. And the progression is like when you start from this path, of course you can start here and use the traditional road magnum setup, but I just chose to not respect. Instead, I just go here, grab this, grab this, and then after having this, use the Holy Flame Totem is able to carry you through Act 1. And then like just slowly you will grab these nodes, and of course you grab this, so and you can fight the bolas, and then like you'll be passing through here. So this point you still use the firewall, Holy Totem, rolling magma setup, and after you grab these nodes, you can simply replace the rolling magma with SRS, because you now have some nodes to support you. Or alternatively, you can start grabbing this. But I feel like early game survivability is not really a problem, so probably you still want to just grab the minion nodes and do the SRS transition. So I didn't remove Flame War. I just remove it when I remove the Holy Flame Totem. So basically, I think after late Act 3, your zombies will become stronger. Before that, don't even bother to summon them. I mean, you can summon them, but they will just die and do nothing. So Holy Flame Totem will keep, even though your points are not supporting it, and you don't really allocate any fire nodes for quite a while, but still, like you pass through all this here and here, So you but still hot flame totem will be in your build in like until act 2 even 3, and at act 3 like there's some at some point you will feel like your I think maybe that is when you started to do the Temple Solaris. So that is the point that my zombie didn't always die. So I said don't summon it, but I just summoned it regardless because I was doing the test. And there's something that when I built my tree, when I came here, I grabbed these nodes and then grabbed this one because I want to try minion's ability. But turns out to be a bad idea. So probably I should save this part, maybe even save this part. So grab left here, grab the notable here, and then come here. And if I think the survivability should still be fine, I'll grab these nodes and do the damage and passing through here, and then I do this. And I leave the blocking nodes in the later stage, and just focusing on the minion nodes first and the survivability later. And then like you pass through here to grab these nodes and these nodes. So there are some like alternatives. Now I think about it, maybe I can just pass through this to get these life nodes instead of some other things. And maybe I will need to find some way to have some like 4 additional nodes to get double curse. But usually double curse only works with trigger rings, and you don't really have trigger rings in SSF for a long time. So yeah, I just use single curse. But definitely like a double curse should help for most of build, because you already grabbed this, so why not? There are some variations that you grab all these nodes, and that's also feasible. You just look at the POE.ninja to see different variations, and all these your health should be better than other builds, and your damage is now you're not doing like a super great damage. Still, Fire Trap does more damage, but the survivability is just it's really good. So yeah, the minion build I just gave wrong judgment after the nerf. So yeah, I realized this. Don't make the same mistake. Minion builds are fine. Cool. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see if I will make another build if I can make the DD League start work. So thank you, and see you next time.